What up, y'all? It's your boy M-phamis, but you call me M2. Boy, welcome back. Okay, it's about time I finally did rom-com season again. I'm sorry I didn't have a chance to do it last year, and I was busy doing other projects. Okay, imagine being like, if you can choose to like live inside your favorite film genre, what would it be? Introducing Isn't It Romantic? Isn't It Romantic came out in like 2019. It starred like, let's see, Rebel Wilson, let's see, Liam Hemsworth. Like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, check me out, Deviantart. The links to everything is down below. In the beginning of the movie, we were introduced to a little girl named Natalie. She was watching Pretty Woman, and her mom was like, getting some boxed wine ready. She was about to drink it with some ice cream, trying to make a float out of it. And she told her daughter, Natalie, that forget about men, forget about love, because in real life, no one don't really like them because they're not conventionally attractive, and how there is no like happy endings once it comes to like in their lives and their situation. And like Natalie is like a very young kid. She's trying to like say there's always a happy ending, but the mom told her like no one's not really gonna marry her or deal with her unless it's has to do with some sort of green card. And then she started looking at the movie and she was like, I hate romantic comedies. 25 years later, Natalie is working as an architect. She was pretty much like getting up, going to work. Her life kind of sucks, man. Like, she's single, lonely. There's this neighbor, Donnie. He's in the closet, and, well, pretty much she was on her way to work. Some guy's like food truck kind of like hit her, and like no one really cared that much about her. She went to work, and then we got introduced to Whitney, her assistant. She's kind of like the good best pal, very optimistic, and then we meet Josh. Josh secretly got a crush on Natalie, and he kind of has feelings for her though, but she was like a little blind to see it though. There was like this little meeting, and there was like this new client coming to their architect firm, and Natalie met up with Whitney, and they were talking about the whole thing, and they actually saw the client, and the client was very attractive, and they were like catcalling him. And then Josh like showed up and like, hey, not cool, ladies, and like jokingly at least. Josh was encouraging Natalie to go inside like their little meeting thing to like pitch the whole idea. Natalie was kind of like against that, and she was like, nah, I'll just email it. Josh was like, no, you're not. So he pretty much tricked her into like going to the whole thing, because he kind of like pushed her into the chair and pretty much like rolled her all the way to the meeting. And pretty much like after meeting, she wasn't really respected at all. Like, everyone thought that she was a coffee girl, so she went and got coffee with Josh. Pretty much they were having a little talk about romance and like how like she's invisible to guys like the new client. And Josh pointed out the fact that even if Natalie like noticed, even if the new client noticed, Josh points out the fact that even if the client like noticed her, she's not gonna notice him noticing her, because like she's blind to love. How like you let like love like slip away all the time. Back at the office, Natalie was like working on like, I don't know, some architect stuff. She kind of caught like Josh like looking outside the window at some model outside. Natalie kind of like asked like Whitney to like, assist her for something, for some weird reason, for something. And like she asked her about like, hey, let me finish watching this. And I was like, no. Pretty much Natalie went on a little rant about like how rom-coms are so like toxic and like so sexist and all. After they argue about the whole thing, Josh kind of like comes in and pretty much like asks Natalie out. Natalie kind of like rejected him real fast, and Whitney pretty much told him, hey, you're friend-zoning Josh. And Natalie was like, no, I'm not really friend-zoning him because he don't like me like that. I see him looking at that model. And he's told her that, hey, she needed to be more open to like actually accepting love in her heart and everything. Alright, then we cut to a scene where pretty much Natalie was in the subway. She just got out of the subway and some guy was mugging her, trying to take her purse, and Natalie ended up like hitting her head, and she woke up in the hospital. Alright, time for me to wrap this up. Pretty much after Natalie woke up in the hospital, there was a super hot doctor. Like, he was saying like nice things to her. She was being a little creeped out. She went out of the new place with new clothes and knew that she started to look around her and noticed that like the New York that she lives in pretty much ain't the same anymore. Like, everything is nice, everything smells like lavender for some reason. She walks into the middle of the road, a limo hit her, and know that the guy who has the limo, it's that client dude, but he's Australian now. And she went home, her apartment super nice, her dog actually likes her, and her gay neighbor is actually like openly gay and stereotypically gay, and that after she after that whole little thing, Natalie went to work, and that she noticed that work changed too. Like everyone's nice to her too, and that Whitney became her mortal enemy, and Josh, well, he's still the same. Natalie tried to explain everything to Josh, and like, hey, what the heck's going on? Like, we're in some parallel universe. They pretty much went outside for a little chalk, and pretty much Josh like saved some woman who happens to be a model, the same model from that billboard. Well, that they actually hit it off. Josh kind of like left her. Natalie realized that her whole life is a freaking rom-com this whole time, and it's rated PG-13. Pretty much Natalie got arrested because like she's trying to find her mother or something. She ended up calling that Blake guy, and then going on a date. We get like typical rom-com tropes. Josh announced the fact that he's gonna get married to that model chick, and he also told Natalie that he liked her this whole time, and like Natalie realized that this whole time she actually liked Josh than that billionaire guy. So she tried to like disrupt the whole wedding, trying to like cause an affair, but that didn't work. Donnie, her neighbor, trying to like tell her that, hey, you need to stop that wedding. She tried to like stop the wedding, and she tried to like get Josh back, but then she realized that, hey, I don't need some guy to fall in love with me. I need to love myself. She drove off, she ended up crashing, and she woke up in the real world. Pretty much like she's starting to believe in herself, like really starting to have like a lot of self-confidence, and that she talked to Josh, and Josh actually like told her that, hey, I actually like you for you. And she was like really crushing this business meeting and everything else. We got like a little like dance sequence, and it was pretty awesome. And that was the end of the movie. Alright guys, this is part of the video where I basically like do my commentary on rom-coms. I'm gonna be honest with you, I really did enjoy it. It kind of like deconstructs like all the typical like rom-com tropes though. And all that, it kind of, I'm just saying like lately once it comes to my generation of like movies and TV in this day and age, I mean, keep in mind, this movie came out, I think after or probably during the pandemic, possibly. I mean, it just came in during that time. And it kind of does ask that question. I mean, the idea is kind of original if you think about it. Like, let's be honest, if you had a chance to live in your favorite your favorite, I don't know, film or movie genre, what would it be? I mean, it kind of does ask that question. And honestly, again, it's pretty much like a great deconstruction of, like, typical rom-coms, Because given the fact that Rebel Wilson, typically, I'm not gonna lie, her movies are pretty good. I've only seen Pitch Perfect. I think I've seen the first or second one a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, some of her movies are a little funny though. What I liked about it though, is because it typically it started like a let's say conventionally attractive, super thin, like woman typically. Because romantic comedies, for the majority of like rom-com history, they mostly have been, I'm just saying, most of the female leads, most of the time, they're normally thin and, like, conventionally attractive. While the Rebel Wilson's character, she's not conventionally attractive, though. And it kind of does, like, crap. Okay, I don't know how to word this without possibly getting canceled, man. But the point is, I mean, it's kind of, like, outside the box a little bit, though. And honestly, I can't blame Josh for, like, leaving Natalie right there when the model chick actually asked him out. Honestly, I can't blame him. Heck, let's be honest. If I was in that kind of situation with one of my female friends, they would have told me to go with her anyway. They probably would have told me that. And anywho, honestly, the mom really screwed up Natalie a little bit. I mean, I can understand being realistic, but you don't have to I don't know how old her character was, like the little girl. I'm guessing she was probably at least 10 or at least, I don't know, 6 maybe. She's probably, I don't know how old the character is, but it looked like a 6-year-old or 10-year-old. Honestly, she should just live that out and let her, think that there's still happiness out there in the world. I mean, it makes sense. And all that, I really did like the dance number sequence in the bar. Anyone knows me in real life knows I really do love to dance, though. That's, one of my favorite things to do, actually. But overall, I mean, I enjoyed the movie. The comedy was very good, and again, it's pretty much it's just original though. I mean, in this day and age, let's be honest, originality is it's almost dead, man. No one don't have no imagination anymore. Anywho, alright, okay, wait a minute, I didn't even answer that question though. What would I do if I had a chance to travel to my if I could live in my favorite film genre? What would it be? Honestly, I'd probably choose either A, an action sci-fi movie. 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be a superhero movie, of course, because I am a huge superhero fan. Or, I don't know, maybe a romantic comedy, because I'm starting to like romantic comedies now. I kinda do like the whole, I just like the idea anyway. Again, it's original. Like, how often do we get, like, movie scenarios where, I don't know, the main protagonist of a movie got trapped in their favorite, like, movie genre or TV series or something? I mean, you rarely see that once it comes to movies, if you think about it. I mean, well, at least from what I remember, at least. And overall, I did love the message of the film, though. And, like, in the end, when Natalie, well, at the end of the whole, what was it, dream illusion, whatever that was, she realized the fact that she don't need some guy to love her, she need to love herself, though. Overall, the movie's pretty much like a message saying, the message is basically, love yourself and understand the fact that there's someone that loves you that is out there. Okay, the boy gotta go, and I really got deadlines to meet here. So, okay, normally I do the calculations, do the numbers, but I already did the calculations already. So, on my 1-10 scale, I would give Isn't It Romantic, starring Rebel Wilson, Liam Hemsworth, I would say at least a 7.5. That's what I'm gonna rate the movie as. Alright, your boy gotta go. Like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, check me out on Deviantart. The links to everything is down below.